Back in line, you dog! On your feet! Get them going!
Ho, 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 ho. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever the case may be. Welcome to Cross Examinations Live. I am your host, Mike S. Miller, blah, blah, blah. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. What's up, Devil's Air says, oh, hi, Mark. Oh, hi, Mark. Remember, the simulation year is almost over, and the moon is a hologram, and time is a flat surface. Alrighty then. Melissa Lester says, hello, Mike. Thank you for the Bible study today. God bless you too. Amy Lester says, LOL. Love the sweater, Mike. Yeah. I went to lunch with Muerte yesterday, and he gave me this wonderful sweater. He also gave me this shirt I have not gotten to wear yet, and clearly you can see it's green. But you know what I could do? I could, like, fold this up. I'm not going to be able to see how this looks, but I can put this on my head. How do I look? Do I look like Santa Trump? No. What is the consensus here? I gotta look it up I have to look at YouTube and see what happens. Oh no, I'm getting an error link on YouTube. Why does this always happen? Why does this always happen? All right. Give me. Hold on. I'm sorry. I don't have to do this. It looks like I'm a Santa. That's great. I should do that. Oh my gosh. Green screen heads. Yes, green screen heads. Santa Trump. You need to rewatch it. Aren't we on chapter 16? No. We haven't done manna from heaven yet. Chapter 15 is manna from heaven. And by the way, the moon is the moon a hologram? I don't think the moon is a hologram. I don't think the moon is what it's reported to be. You know, it's funny, people are like, I remember way back in the day, it was Buddy Ed. Not Ed McGinnis, different Ed. And I was telling him, like, you know, I'm a young earth creationist, and I will not deny that I'm a young earth creationist. He's like, yeah, I know, but we should say that we believe in evolution because it's so prominent. It's so prevalent. I don't know why I'm doing this voice. It's so prevalent in culture that people will think that we're weird, and it'll turn them off to Christianity if we say we're young earth creationists. And I'm like, no. I will speak the truth. I will speak what I believe. If I'm a little wacky, it's because I'm black-pilled on everything. I have come to the point where I sorely believe that that mother effer ain't real. And by that, I mean so much stuff that we've just been indoctrinated into believing through the public school system and through the media, which very much includes evolution. In fact, you could say that discovering what a freaking lie evolution is simply by looking up the evidence against it that has never, ever been taught in any public school. Well, not since the 40s, probably. It kind of awakens you to the fact that this system is thus the world's system, and they're freaking lying about so much stuff. It's hard to. I mean, the CIA killed the Kennedys. Do you need to know a lot more than that? Do you really think we landed on the moon the first time? At least the first time. At the bare minimum, the first time was a freaking complete fraud. Have we landed on there since? I don't know. Possibly. Is it a big rock in the sky? You know what? Sorry, my wife left her shoe. I hate it. She leaves her shoes under my desk. I love my wife. I'm not complaining about her. It's just I'm like kicking these freaking things. Is it a big rock in the sky? My friend, I'm not going to say who it is, and I need to say what their gender is, what their sex is, because gender is made up too. That's another thing. Gender is made up. Black pill, black pill. But this person, okay, it's a girl. Otherwise, I'd say it's a boy. It's she's a physicist who used to work at NASA. So a physicist who used to work at NASA. I have another friend who used to work at NASA who I have talked to about this, and he's the one that told me. I was like, how do you know we went to the moon? She's like, oh, it's NASA. He believed it was that we went to the moon, and then I'm like, is everything at NASA compartmentalized so nobody knows what anybody else is doing? Essentially, he's like, yeah. Like, how do you know we went to the moon? But this other friend of mine who is a physicist who worked at NASA, straight up, her and her husband, and her husband is extraordinarily intelligent, medical PhD. He's like, or they together, because they both believe this. They're like, if the moon was a rock, first of all, it's too big. It's too big for the physics to work, that it would be circling us because of the mass, the size, the mass. It doesn't, the physics don't add up if it was made out of rock. Too heavy. Second point, it wouldn't be round. If it was a rock, and all of the claims of how it was formed, there's no physical mechanism by which even in planetary evolution that the moon, if it's just a rock, the way every theory has postulated it was formed, there's no way it should be round. Remember, this is not me saying this. This is my friend and her husband, who are PhDs and physicists from NASA. Thirdly, they say there's no way it is so far beyond probability as to be practically impossible that the sun and the moon appear the same size in our sky and therefore can eclipse with perfect precision. This is the third point they make. Fourth point they make, because they do believe we've actually been to the moon. So I will give them the benefit of the doubt, since they probably know more better than I do. They said on one of the moon landings, one of the things they did with the moon, one of the things NASA did on the moon was they left a seismograph there. So they can, I don't know why they'd put a seismograph. It's just a chunk of rock, but they did. And he said the first, I don't know if it was the first landing, but one of the landers, when it took off, it jettisoned a piece of material and it hit the moon, and the moon rang for a half an hour. Another moon lander later, when it left and it jettisoned a larger piece of metal, I don't know what the thing is, but rockets jettison things, and it hit the moon, it rang for 3 hours. Rock don't ring. You know what rings? Hollow metal objects. So they are convinced. Fourth fifth point. I think fifth point. I don't even know. If you look at the moon, and you can do this with your own eyes, you can grab. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. We'll do it live. High resolution moon image. For those of you who know the difference between convex and concave, here on Earth, if there is a meteor strike or something and it leaves a crater, the crater is concave, which means it scoops out like this, like a bowl, right? On the moon, you can see right here. On the moon, dang it. On the moon, when something hits, it bottoms out, and the bottom of the crater is convex. Convex meaning it bows upward, meaning the whatever's beneath all of this space dust, which by the way is another argument for a young moon, because if and they even did this with the lunar lander, the feet on the lunar lander are like 2 feet wide because they expected the moon, because of the space dust, to have like 50 feet of space dust, so they expected it to sink into space dust, but they got there and it just went, because there was only like 13 inches of space dust or something like that. So when something hits the moon and creates a divot, it only goes down so far, and then you know what's at the bottom of that? The moon, which isn't damaged. The space dust gets moved into these piles, which creates these little divots. But look at the bottom of the divots; they are flat at the level of whatever the surface of that structure is. And I'm going to say structure specifically, because that's a structure. You can even see it up here. Oh, this is the Great Sea. No, this is probably just... Oh, actually, no, there's divots in this too. But, and then there's this other weird thing that I pointed out to him that he's never noticed. Actually, this is a bad picture for it. Let me grab the one I sent him. I know, I'm going to chase this because again, it's not me saying this. This is a physicist from NASA saying this. Where did I send it to him? All right, let me see. Why is my computer so slow today? Why is my computer so slow? Wheels within wheels. No. Okay, this is this. Come on, open. Dude, my computer is super hecka laggy. This is something he's never noticed. All right, hold on. I don't want to open this up in a... You know, I'll try to find it. I don't want to open up his Telegram because it's I don't know how many people he's telling this stuff. But there is a very, very strange artifact on the moon, which you can see. Is this view file? I noticed it, but he'd never noticed it until I pointed it out. You see this this little buttonhole right here? Look at, what is this? Follow the track here. What is this? Right? What is this? It looks like, honestly, it looks like something large rolled over to this area, and then maybe took off from this spot? Or what's also weird is this line curves. I mean, if this is part of that line, then it curves all the way around the surface of the moon. And then there's another one that goes here. And then there's another one that goes here, which looks like it's perfectly trisects the moon like a freaking volleyball or something. It's weird. Is it just weird, or is it me, or is that just freaking weird? I don't know what this thing is. Every time I look up in the sky and I look at that thing, I go, what the hell is that thing? What the hell is that thing? And there's weirder stuff too. Actually, let's see. Dark side. I have not yet been able to track this, but I noticed on the dark side of the moon, which is the side we all. That's another thing. That's number 6 or 7, whatever the points he's made. There is no physical, rational reason why the moon is in stasis lock so that we only ever see one side exactly. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense what the heck that thing is. So here, sort of almost exactly opposite of this dot on this side, which trisects the moon. You'd say it'd be about here, except you have to flip the moon over because we're looking from the other direction. So it'd probably be around here. Where is around here? Depending on which angle they're taking the. So there's another one of those dots on this side. Polar, opposite, maybe. I don't know. I don't have the exact map. I just thought it was weird that there's one on the other side, roughly in the same location, or roughly in the opposite location. You'd expect it. I don't know what it is. I don't have any answers. All I have are questions. And every time I think about it, all I have are more questions. I just know. Oh yeah, you want something else? You want to see something else he showed me, which also doesn't make any sense. I'm going to show it to you because we have 10 more minutes before I have to jump into the Bible. But this is also one of those. Huh? What? That doesn't make any sense. And this one you might have to actually. Like at first, I'm watching this video. I'm like, that's just a glitch. It's a video glitch. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, there's no. But again, this is a physicist and a PhD. Hold on, let me mute this. I'm just going to share, present. Oh, entire screen. Hit the wrong button. Share screen, entire screen, screen 2. Share. Okay. Yeah, you can say it's a tinfoil hat episode. It's not a tinfoil hat. It's call it a black pill episode. So let's see if you can see it. Do you see it right there? Watch. There's a wave. Boom, right there. That cascades down across the surface of the moon. And you can sit there and you can say, oh, that's just a weird video artifact. But there's a whole bunch of these videos. And there's even, I think this one. Let's see this one. There's a video where the camera moves. This is how you know it can't be a video artifact, because the camera is moving, but the location of the wave on the surface keeps going. This might be why Devil's Air said the moon is a hologram. I don't think it's a hologram. I simply cannot. It's just what the hell is this? I don't know. I can't explain. Do. So let's see if you can see the wave. Where's it? Where's the wave? Oh. What's happening? Did I pause it? No, I didn't pause it. It's playing. More of the wave hologram. This is from my point of view. Wave begins as eclipse is starting. Come on, I just want to see the part where it's a wave and then the camera moves. Oh wait, here it is. All right, so this is the camera's moving, right? This is he up-resed it so you can see the wave better, or not up-resed it, but filtered it. But see, the camera's moving, the wave's going the opposite direction. Look at that! What the heck? And this has been filmed several times. And again, I don't know. That's it, the lunar wave. All right. What is it? What is it? And it's not a line going across the video. It curves around the surface. Mike, look at the edge of the moon. It's easier to see it then. Tina's seen this before, clearly. Watch as it goes up. It curves around the surface of the moon. It's not just a straight line. And the camera's moving, so it cannot be a camera. It cannot be a video artifact. The fact that the camera's moving makes it not a video artifact. It cannot be. I have no idea. That's all I can say. I have no idea. I have no idea whatsoever what that is. I have no idea what the moon is. Also, something peculiar about the moon. If you put food, like pumpkins, if you ever do this, you can do this next Halloween. Take 2 pumpkins, 2 fresh pumpkins, and do your jack-o'-lantern thing, whatever. Put one of them in a location where it'll get the full moonlight, and put one of them in a location where it only gets where it's in the shade. The one that's in the moonlight will rot faster. Another weird fact, and this was from the flat earthers. I don't know what they think the moon is either, but this is a weird blue light thing to me. If you have a laser thermometer and you have 2 things, one is in the moonlight and one is like in the full moon, right? Full moon. One's in the moonlight, one's in the shade of the moonlight. The thing in the moonlight will be colder than the thing in the shade. The light coming from the moon is bad light. I don't know how to say it. It's colder. It's cold light. It's not just reflecting sunlight. It's cold light and it's destructive. Weird, right? What is that thing? That's all I want to know. All I want to know. Probably going to have to wait until I meet Jesus to just ask him. Lord, the second light you put in the sky. Can you let me know what the heck that is? Cold, destructive light from the moon. Maybe it's Chrono and the time egg. No one besides Lisa will get that one. Well, thanks for bringing it up. Tina says that guy, Crow777, says the moon is a construct, like some kind of cloaking video cast over the top of the entire moon. That'd be tough to pull off. So you're saying the moon itself is some sort of a construct, and then the surface is just a video? don't understand how that would. Then again, there's so much I don't understand. I don't even want to start. So I gotta mute this channel because it keeps dinging me during a show. I can't explain. I can't explain. Mute notifications for 1 hour. Thank you. Yes, thank you, Lord. Inquiring minds want to know. I know. There's just things we're not going to get to know. It doesn't mean we shouldn't stop. How about, this is odd, and I shouldn't trust a guy this much. I shouldn't trust Elon Musk this much. He's not a believer. And he is the salvation of media. That guy just buying Twitter probably saved this country, probably saved the world. So God is using that man. God has definitely put him into a position to be able to afford to buy Twitter. But if Elon Musk went to the moon to investigate, I would very much more trust whatever he said about it than whatever NASA says about it. Because all of this stuff I'm saying, my physicist friend from NASA is saying this, but NASA's not saying this, right? NASA's saying one thing. People working at NASA, they know a little bit more. Heck, I saw an interview with a chick who worked at NASA. She said everybody there, or not everybody, but a bunch of people there believe it was a flat Earth. Freaking NASA scientists believe it's a flat Earth. And they just kind of laugh, and they laugh about the space program being a friggin' scam. I've seen this woman interviewed. It's weird. I don't know what to believe about anything anymore. They taught us since the 50s that we should eat 8 servings of wheat a day. This is what the government does. The government. Who owns the government? I mean, who owns NASA? Who owns NASA again? This is what I think when people are always like, what, you don't trust NASA? I go, do you trust the government? No. Who owns NASA? The government. What makes you think that NASA is swearing on a Bible when they tell you stuff? Right? No, that's crazy. NASA employees believe in the Earth is flat. Yeah. But NASA, as a corporation owned by the government, is feeding us stuff that we all believe. We all believe it because we trust NASA. I don't believe the freaking the Challenger explosion was real. Why? Because it was either fake. I mean, it was either real, or all of those people who went up have twins who are alive today. Well, not all of them are alive. Have you guys seen this? I should not. You know what? That's another rabbit hole I probably should not get into. Feeding us malarkey. That's right. But you know what? NASA needed money, so they had to create something that was a big spectacular thing. So they sent up a big empty space shuttle and they blew it up so everybody could see it. And then, like, if I chant Edwin 3 times, will he show up? You can try. Why? You don't like my pre-gaming? You don't like my pre-Bible study? The moon isn't real. And that's not what I'm saying. The moon is real. It's just not really what we've been told it is. And I don't know what it is. I still don't understand why a round earth conspiracy would benefit anyone. Well, the argument there is it's look, if the earth is flat, I'm not saying I believe in flat earth. I'm saying there's things I can't answer. DJ, we've had this discussion. But a flat earth would require a designer and a builder and a creator. It couldn't. And then you have people who believe in the what did I just call it? Planetary evolution and all of that stuff, right? It allows for a model wherein if you believe random meaningless chance can do this miraculous stuff, then you can create a universe, a functioning universe out of random meaningless chance, which then takes away your need for a god or a creator or a builder. I totally agree. As far as you're concerned, so does Rounder. I totally agree. I'm 100% on board with you. I'm not saying you're just asking why that conspiracy would benefit anyone. That's what the argument I've heard from Christians who believe in flat Earth. So, I mean, I hate it when flat Earth Christians are like, if you don't believe in flat Earth, you don't believe in the Bible. I'm like, I believe in the Bible more than your theory. Sorry. Normally I love it. I've had conspiracy theorist friends before. I've never really got into it. Yeah, they're fun. Those are me and squirrels, right? Imagine me chasing rabbits. Rabbit holes. What is dang it? Oh, that's Twitter. Gosh darn it. Who's messaging the crap out of me on Twitter? Leave me alone. Bible Lens. Bible Debate Group. JDA show. All right, let's get to it. Enough of this. I don't have any answers. I'm just going to fill your head with questions that you don't have answers for either. King James Bible Online. See, if Edwin's not here to rein me in, I will chase squirrels and run down rabbit holes all day long. And you're here for it. I know you are. Oh, the mysteries of the universe. Right? The mysteries of the universe. Present, share screen. Nope, not entire screen, just the window. Boo! Squirrels with rabbit holes. We might not see Mike again for a while. I appreciate what you do, Mike. So a little fun before is fine. Thank you, Dark Admiral. Thank you. It is fun. I find that stuff terribly entertaining. And I mean, honestly, that my curiosity about stuff like that's what led me to chase down the Bible rabbit hole and become a Christian. If you have no curiosity and you're just gonna whole pill swallow everything that the system, that the freaking world system, by the way, who owned by Satan, has force fed you your entire life, just because that's what your teacher told you, and that's what PBS told you, and that's what your dad told you, and that's blah blah blah. But you don't have any curiosity to think, well, is there anything about this topic that that I haven't been spoon fed by the system? Let me chase that rabbit hole. And they call them conspiracy theories, but you know what it is? It's just going against their programming. It's going against their design for how they want you to think. And who is they? The world system. I don't mean any particular group of people. I mean everyone whose father is Satan, which is everyone who's not a Christian, right? I mean, biblically speaking, everyone whose father is not God, their father is Satan. And you know what? Those worldviews are at odds. So you better start questioning. And here's the thing. That's why I think it's my nature, because, I was in the punk scene, and question authority was sort of our anthem back then. In the 80s, in the 90s, if you were a punk rocker or you were part of the punk scene, the alternative scene, remember when there was an alternative scene? Now everybody wants to be alternative and they call it the norm. Anyways, questioning authority was part and parcel of being having that mentality. And I maintain that. You question it, that doesn't mean once it is proven to be true, you don't hold on to it. That's why I trust the Bible. The Bible proves itself. I did question it my whole life until I not just questioned it, but I researched the questions. I'm different, just like everybody else. Yeah, blue hair used to be a sign of anti-authoritarianism. Now it means you are a democratic socialist. And you want big government, and you want the government to control your lives and tell you that you have to be injected with some, some bio warfare garbage. Tree Goblin says the band Crass changed punk, infested it with commie mind. Ugh. Hello, Joe. Just in time. What out for the redhead non-binary in the dress? Okay. Dark Admiral says, I get it. I'm more curious about the trenches in the ocean. Also a little scared knowing what Revelation says about the beast rising from the sea. You know what? What kind of so here's my thing. We never even drilled more than 8. I'm sorry, we're getting so behind on the chapter. It's okay because I don't think this has a lot of squirrels in it. So let's because you brought it up, Marcher. We've never drilled more than 8 miles into the surface of the ocean, into the surface of the crust of the earth. Yet they tell us beyond doubt they know what's at the center of the earth. Now I'm gonna grant the possibility that the center of the earth is hot, molten magma, a lake of fire, one might say. You know what else? There's no light. So it's darkness. It's dark, molten magma. So it's dark. It's a lake of fire. You know what else there isn't at the center of the earth? A bottom. Once you fall through the center of the earth, if gravity works the way it's postulated, you just start falling the other direction again. And you just fall forever in a dark lake of fire, bottomless pit. Your glasses? I don't see them. So I don't know, when people say, is hell in the center of the earth? I go, I mean, it kind of adds up. Magma. I drilled 8 miles into the crust of a pizza. All right, anyways, chapter 15, Exodus. Wasn't it strange how science, the claims of science about the center of the earth line up pretty darn good with the description of hell? Is that weird? I don't know. All I got are questions. I got no answers. Sorry, this is not the Bible answer, man. This is the Mike chasing squirrels hour. Anyways, Exodus chapter 15. Let's see if I can get through this without Edwin here today. Then sang Moses and the children of Israel. Except he says Israel, and every time he says it, I go, it's Israel. The A comes before the E, and it's not real. It's Rael. El is the name of God. So when you say Israel, you're not saying the name of God. Israel, you're saying the name of God. Sorry, another minor quibble. The children of Israel, the song unto the Lord. Dang it, you're right. It was chapter 16. Did I mess up this whole thing? I did. Did I do the thumbnail like that too? I did. Dang it. I'm a magoo. I'll save a copy. I gotta change this. JPEG. Bad. Edit. Chapter 16. Change thumbnail. Open. Apply. I have to do this during the show because I almost never sign into that account. Save changes. Okay. Hopefully that changed. No, don't make me chase this. No, I haven't done this yet. I'm trying to read the Bible. If you don't believe Santa Claus is in the center of the earth, then you don't believe. I'm right. Mike, not yes. All right. Please, no more squirrels. Stop tempting me with the squirrels. All right. And they took their journey from Elim, and all the congregation of the children of Israel came unto the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elim and Sinai. And the 15th day of the second month after their departing out of the land of Egypt. Okay, well, there we go. So this is 2 months and 15 days after they left Egypt. So the chapter before this, they had just gotten across the Red Sea. So let's give them, so it probably took them like 2 months to travel from Egypt to the beach where they crossed the Red Sea. That seems about the time. Geez, that's really good, Mike, the Edwin impression. Thank you. And the whole congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness. And the children of Israel said unto them, except he'd say Israel, would to God we had died by the hand of the Lord in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the flesh pots, and when we did eat the bread to the full. For ye have brought us forth into the wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger. This kind of this I don't understand, because they had the cattle. Were they saving the cattle for? Well, I know they had the cattle at Sinai because they were doing sacrifices. So was the cattle just not enough, or they didn't want to eat the cattle because once you eat the cattle, you got no more cattle, and then you die of hunger. But if you have cattle, then you can get milk, cheese, whatever. Oddly, there's a show called From. Is it From? I think it's From. And it's sort of a weird zombie, or not zombie, but it's sort of a weird horror show on Amazon, I think, or something. And they sort of dealt with this situation where all their crops died, and then like somebody wanted to kill the cow. Like they had a couple cows and a goat. They wanted to kill a goat. And they're like, you can't kill the animals, because once you kill the animals, we die of starvation. We keep the animals because we can get at least something. They didn't have enough food because their crops died, but at least we had something, right? So maybe that's a very similar situation here. Maybe they had the cattle, but they didn't want to kill the cattle because at least it had enough nourishment. I don't know, for, like I said, milk and cheese. Milk and cheese is good. I like milk and cheese. Of course, and the cattle have to eat the grass, but they can't eat the grass, whatever grass there is, obviously, because we can't digest grass. So I overthink stuff. Then the Lord said unto Moses, behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather a certain rate every day, that I may prove them whether they will walk in my law or no. This is such a simple test. This is a super simple test. And it shall come to pass that on the 6th day, keep in mind, he's saying, I'm going to do this to see whether they will do what I say. Brought these guys out of Egypt by the mighty hand of God, wiped out the greatest army on earth. Can you follow one simple rule? We're going to go back to Adam and Eve garden testing area here. I got one rule. It shall come to pass on the 6th day, they shall prepare that which they bring in, and it shall be twice as much as they gather daily. That's the rule. You gather daily every day. On the 6th day, you gather twice as much, so you don't gather on the 7th day, Sabbath. That's the rule. One rule. You got one rule. And Moses and Aaron said unto all the children of Israel at even, then ye shall know that the Lord hath brought you out of the land of Egypt. I mean, you should have known already, right? And in the morning, then ye shall see the glory of the Lord, for that he heareth your murmurings against the Lord. And what are we that ye murmur against us? And Moses said, this shall be, when the Lord shall give you in the evening flesh to eat, and in the morning bread to the full, for that the Lord heareth your murmurings which ye murmur against him. And what are we? Your murmurings are not against us, but against the Lord. And Moses spake unto Aaron, say unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, come near before the Lord, for he hath heard your murmurings. Nagging. And it came to pass, as Aaron spake unto the whole congregation of the children of Israel, that they looked toward the wilderness, and behold, the glory of the Lord appeared in the cloud. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, I have heard the murmurings of the children of Israel. Speak unto them, saying, at even ye shall eat flesh, and in the morning ye shall be filled with bread, and ye shall know that I am the Lord your God. They should have known already. And it came to pass that at even the quails came up and covered the camp. And in the morning the dew lay round about the host. And when the dew that lay was gone up, evaporated, behold, upon the face of the wilderness there lay a small round thing, as small as the hoarfrost on the ground. And when the children of Israel saw it, they said to one another, it is manna, for they wist not what it was. They knew not what it was. And Moses said unto them, this is the bread which the Lord hath given you to eat. This is the thing. This is why I said, what is manna? What was manna anyways? Because manna, I believe it says somewhere else that manna is the food angels eat. Angels food. Not angel food cake. That's a different thing. But here, it is from heaven. God says that earlier. But the children of Israel called it manna because they didn't know what it was. So, is it manna? Is it angels' food? Or is it just some other thing that God made available to them and they just called it manna? Because I'm not sure angels' food would turn into worms after a day. This is the thing that which the Lord hath commanded. And again, more questions than answers here. Gather of it every man according to his eating, an omer for every man, about 2 quarts, according to the number of your persons. Take ye every man for them which are in his tents. And the children of Israel did so, and gathered, some more, some less. And when they did meet it with an omer, he that gathered much had nothing over, he that gathered little had no lack. Everyone had everything they needed. And Moses said, let no man leave of it till morning. Notwithstanding, they didn't listen to Moses. But some of them left of it until morning, and it bred worms and stank. That's why I'm not so sure this is angels' food. I know they claim it's angels' food. I'm not sure. I could be wrong about this because I didn't do a full research on this to see if God ever says this is actually angels' food, which they call manna, because it bred worms and stank, which means it had a very quick expiration date. And they gathered it every morning, every man according to his eating. And when the sun waxed hot, it melted. I'm trying to think of what that could be. I mean, I grant it's a miracle. And it came to pass that on the 6th day they gathered twice as much bread, 2 omers for one man, and all the rulers of the congregation came and told Moses. Wasn't there a jar of manna in the ark? I think so. Eat the bugs. Yeah, I thought manna was heavenly food or food from heaven. And I thought it was the food that angels ate, but then God does say earlier, here, 22, 23, I will rain bread from heaven for you. And I didn't look up what the word bread means, and I'm running out of time, so I can't. Today's going to be a little... I chased all the squirrels in the beginning. More questions than answers. Maybe that's God's plan all along, so that we would come to him to inquire. Imagine most parents enjoy teaching their children about things new to them. Excellent point. And he said unto them, this is that which the Lord hath said. Tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath unto the Lord. Bake that which ye will bake today, and seethe that ye will seethe. And that which remaineth over lay up for you to be kept until the morning. So, there you go. And they laid it up until morning, as Moses bade, and it did not stink, neither was there any worm therein. And Moses said, eat that today, for today is Sabbath unto the Lord. Today ye shall not find it in the field. 6 days shall ye gather it, but on the 7th day, which is the Sabbath, there shall be none. And it came to pass that there went out some of the people on the 7th day for to gather, and they found none. You had one rule. And the Lord said unto Moses, how long refuse ye to keep my commandments and my laws? You had one rule. God tries to make it so easy. Don't eat the fruit. Don't work on Sabbath. Is it that hard to follow one rule? See, for that the Lord hath given you the Sabbath, therefore he giveth you on the 6th day the bread of 2 days. Abide ye every man in his place, and let no man go out of his place on the 7th. So the people rested on the 7th day. And the house of Israel called the name thereof manna, and it was like coriander seed, white, and the taste of it was like wafers made with honey. Eat those wafer things. And Moses said, this is the thing which the Lord commandeth. Fill an omer of it to be kept for your generations, that they may see the bread wherewith I have fed you in the wilderness, when I brought you forth from the land of Egypt. That is probably the omer that is in the Ark of the Covenant. And Moses said unto Aaron, take a pot, and put an omer full of manna therein, and lay it up before the Lord, to be kept for your generations. As the Lord commanded Moses, so Aaron laid it up before the testimony to be kept. And the children of Israel did eat manna 40 years until they came to a land inhabited. They did eat manna until they came unto the borders of the land of Canaan. Now in Omer, this is the weirdest place to end this chapter. Now an Omer is the 10th part of an ephah. Yes. Coriander seed. All right, I wanted to look up what a coriander seed looks like. Coriander seed. Coriander seed. Coriander seed. Coriander seed. Whole order of coriander seed. Huh. So it look a little bit like about the size of a peppercorn. All right, now you have a better idea of what manna looks like. Because it says... Where did it go? I was just reading. It was like coriander seed, but it was white, and it tasted like wafers with honey. So yeah, it does say up above that it was round. So now you know it's round, looks like a coriander seed, but it's white. So there you go. In case you ever wondered what manna looked like, because like some people, oh, it's like flakes. There's like flakes on the ground. It's not. It just description is very clear. It's round, like a coriander seed, but it's white and it tastes like honey. All right. We use coriander seed as a spice for food. They are red here. So it was cookies. It tastes like wafers with honey. So like, yeah, probably like sugar cookies, right? A round sweet wafer. Well, it tasted like wafers. So it's like when I think they ground it up and made bread with it, right? So maybe it was sort of like a seed. And there was a worm inside if you left it for a day. I have wondered. Now I know. Thank you, Mike. Is right. It's so much of the Bible is like things that we just kind of, when we read it so fast, it's like, oh gosh, I got to read a chapter today. So you just read your chapter, but you don't sit there and nitpick and nitty gritty the whole thing and just get into little nooks and crannies. And I'm sure, I mean, there's still stuff in every chapter that I'm leaving. And like the next time I go through it, maybe I'll be like, oh gosh, I didn't notice this. Let's go chase that little rabbit hole, chase that squirrel down that rabbit hole and see what the Bible really means when it says these things. What is manna? Now you know. Coriander tastes nice, nothing like that. I think when he says it's like coriander seed, he's defining it, because after that he says, but it's white. It's like coriander seed, but white. He's giving a physical description, because earlier he says it's round, and then when he says what the taste is, that's a separate issue to what it doesn't taste like coriander. It tastes like wafers with honey. It tastes like a sugar cookie. I think that's probably the closest current modern comparison I can probably make. Although there's probably, Joe, you probably know something more, because I know the Greeks, they like to use honey to sweeten things. What's that? Souvlaki? Not souvlaki. What's that Greek dessert with the pistachios and it's made of wafers with honey? What is that dessert? The wafers with honey thing. And it's Greek or Mediterranean. What is it? Joe, give me the answer. Baklava. It's like baklava without the pistachios. That's what manna tastes like. They give us the description. Wafers with honey. It tastes like baklava without the pistachios. Someone has to make me some baklava without pistachios so I know exactly what manna tastes like. It was like a breakfast Danish. Can you imagine having baklava for breakfast for 40 years? And then quail for dinner? I'll be honest with you, I probably wouldn't complain. I could do that for 40 years. I want some manna. Manna sounds freaking epic. Man. Look, if I can eat bacon every morning, I can eat baklava every morning. God takes care of his own in style. That's right. That's right. Baklava. That's it, right? It's the wafers, it's the pistachios, and it's the honey. That's what baklava is. Am I wrong, Joe? Is the only thing missing from manna in baklava the Oh, you should taste Galactoboro Echo. Galactoboro Echo. It's like baklava, but with custard. Oh, that sound. I literally started drooling. That sounds so good. Carnivore. All right. I know myself better than that. I'd be begging for meat at some point, just like Israel. You get meat at night. The quail. Oh, you mean like, guys, I know we have all these cows over here and we're going to sacrifice them to the Lord, but I think you could just shave off a ribeye for me. Yeah. And now that sounds heavenly. I know, like literally started drooling when you said that. Baklava with custard. That sounds good. All right. Anyways, thank you, everyone. It's phyllo pastry with honey-based syrup. Dude, that phyllo pastry with syrup with honey is literally manna. That's how it's described, except for it's in little. Sounds good. Anyways, that's it. Thank you all for being here. We'll see you on the next exciting episode of Cross Examinations. Bye. I should have hit outro.
Back in line, you dog! On your feet! Get them going!